Hello, welcome to 2026, and hopefully welcome to some of our new subscribers, some of our new pack members, because we've gotten 350-ish in the past 24 hours. So that is going to be my preemptive win and a big win for the community for our pack here. So I'm very excited about that. I hope some of them will join us. Take a second just to give everybody a chance to check in here. I hope everyone can see me. There we go. Howdy. Howdy, howdy. You're stealing Aaron's thing, David. I think he might fight you for howdy. Hey, Brett. I'm always concerned for that first few seconds, or for those first few seconds, that nobody can see me, that it didn't get sent out to everyone. So I always get a little bit of anxiety before everybody starts checking in. Dead Demon Ash, Autistic Warrior, Marmstrong, hi. Aaron. Okay, I'm glad you see me. I stole howdy from the neighbor on Home Improvement. You don't even know his name. You're going to be stripped of your friend card on that one. Hello, Tyler. So yeah, if this is your first time dropping in, and I suspect we will have some new people, this is just something I do every couple of weeks to check in, give everybody a chance to share where they're at with their mental health, share their struggles, share their wins. This time, I posted over in the community, let's share a win and a resolution. I saw that some people were saying that they didn't really do resolutions. I did happen to glance at a comment that said I don't do resolutions. I didn't really read through. I try not to read through. But I did see somebody saying they don't do resolutions. And I want to say, you know what, me either. But I think that it is still a positive exercise just to have something to work for, to focus on, just kind of somewhere to direct energy. It doesn't really matter when you do these. I fully agree with that. But yeah, my weekend's going pretty good. How is yours? T. Montgomery's having a huge breakthrough. I look forward to hearing about that. Yes, Wilson, good job. You better not have had to Google that. My Bears are losing. Oh no. So we do have a goal to raise $250 here on the stream. I switch back and forth. I'll do one, so I do 2 streams a month, and I'll do one stream for myself, and then I'll do one stream for community outreach. So help people pay for therapy. We helped a veteran get his life dream of seeing the ocean. We threw a birthday party for a widow. We helped provide some stuff for a classroom. This time, obviously, I want to continue doing therapy and stuff. That's an ongoing thing. I've gotten so many requests in the past couple of months for assistance, and I really try and help as many people as possible. And it's really just based on how much gets pledged and stuff. If you do want to pledge, you can use the super chat or super sticker function here. It will highlight your comments, so it's also a helpful way for me to see things, because things can get kind of crazy here. If you do want to make a bigger pledge, you can use PayPal or Venmo. That's always in the description of these streams, so that YouTube doesn't take their cut. So I had been looking through some of the requests that I get by email for some outreach, and the one that I'm really drawn to right now is an educator had reached out to me. They work with special needs kids, neurodivergent kids, particularly kids on the spectrum, and they were wanting to do like a fish tank and have the kids help them decorate this fish tank. So they're working on kind of a wish list, because I don't know a whole lot about fish. So I said, if you can help put together what you would need, and the types of fish the children want, and what kind of stimulation things you think the fish would like the decor and stuff, or that the kids would like, let's make a wish list. So they're putting that together. So I think that's what we're going to be raising money for today, is doing a fish tank project for this educator who works with neurodivergent kids, and they're very excited about that. So that's what I'm wanting to focus on. But hopefully we'll still be able to do some other things. Like I said, therapy and whatnot is ongoing. So that's something that I help people in the community here with ongoing. Oh no, T. Montgomery says I got an eviction notice 4 days ago. Oh, that's so stressful. I'm so sorry. That's not the way to start off 2026. I just realized in the beginning of the stream, I said happy 2026, right? Not 2025, because I have a bad habit. Like when I'm writing in my journal in the beginning of the year, I date it wrong. I've always done that for a solid week. So hopefully I said happy 2026. Oh, I almost forgot to say, if you are new, I am not a mental health professional. I just give insights and stuff based on my experience or the experience of working with other individuals. I do have a bachelor's in forensic psychology, but if you are in an emergency situation, if you are having a crisis situation with your mental health, please make sure to reach out and get the support that you deserve from a professional. With that being said, I do like to try to give insights and stuff where I can. So if there's anything that you want to share, even if you just want us to hold space for it, feel free to do so here in the chat. Barry says, hello, Amanda. Lovely to see you again. There's a really moving speech at the end of an episode of Doctor Who that I watched again recently, and I thought of you. I'd love to see it, even though I've never watched Doctor Who. I don't know if you saw my most recent short that I posted, that I was watching Young Sheldon with Bryson and Aaron, and there was a scene that really moved me and really gave me a different perspective on feeling lonely and on feeling like I'm not accepted, which I really, really needed this week, based on some things. So yeah, I would be happy to check it out if you send it to me. Resident Executioner says I didn't get to put my wins in time. That's okay. You can put them here in the chat. I will try to catch them when we do our wins. Ash says that really helped me. Ash, just so you know, I was motivated to post that because when I was reading your email and I thought to share that with you, I thought, I wonder if there's other people that are struggling with the same thing, that Ash is the same thoughts and stuff. I was almost positive that there were, that would be helpful to other people to hear that too. I'm only in season, 3? Aaron, are we in season 3? Brett says Young Sheldon was a good show. Yeah, I think we're in season 3 right now, so no spoilers. David says, I am glad I no longer have the headache of remembering the year change when I write a check. Fortunately, I mean, I had checks in my 20s, but I never really used them. They were already phasing out pretty hard. Whoa! From Rising Tides Outreach to any outreach organization or team that needs it, I know how hard it is for nonprofits to stay afloat. Thank you so much. This is off to a great start. We are off to a great start with our goal. Thank you so much. Are you new here? I don't think I've seen you here in the stream before. Are you one of our new people that have come in the past day? Uh-oh. I'm not really. We're just going to have to cover the Snap Cup for now. Have Snap Cup will trouble. I love the idea of the rising tides also. You should check out Georgie and Mandy. It's a spinoff of Young Sheldon. I'm not sure that Georgie is really an interesting enough character for me to follow, but I've actually never watched Big Bang Theory, so I will probably watch Big Bang Theory after I finish Young Sheldon. I know, I'm backwards. But let's read our good news story of the day. Uh-oh, I hear baby crying down with daddy. So this was really meaningful to me because for anybody that doesn't know, I went through IVF. It took me 5 rounds of IVF to get my daughter. I'm saying that. So this particular article was really personally meaningful to me. This was a good news article that was really meaningful to me. Scientists create replica human womb lining and implant early stage embryos. Studying chemical chatter as tiny balls of cells in bed could shine. Studying chemical chatter as tiny balls of cells in bed could shine a light on early pregnancy and glitches that lead to miscarriage. Researchers have created the lining of a womb in a dish, which promises to shed light on the mysterious early stages of human pregnancy and the glitches that can lead to miscarriage and medical complications. In laboratory experiments, I can't talk today, early stage human embryos donated from couples after IVF treatment successfully implanted into the engineered lining and began to churn out key compounds such as the hormone that results in a blue line on positive pregnancy tests. I like to think that the embryos that we donated went to this, so that makes me kind of happy to think about. The approach allowed scientists to eavesdrop on the chemical chatter that arises between the embryo and the womb lining as it embeds and begins to be nourished in the first weeks of gestation. That is just wild to me that they can do that. That's crazy. It's incredible to see, said Dr. Peter Ruggun, a senior author on the study and group leader at the Babraham Institute in Cambridge. Previously, we've only had snapshots of this critical stage of pregnancy. This opens up a lot of new directions for us. Implantation takes place a week or so after fertilization when the developing embryo attaches and then embeds itself into the uterus wall. It is a crucial phase in pregnancy, but the process is poorly understood because it's so hard to observe. Much of what is known comes from studies of hysterectomies or performed in early pregnancy more than half a century ago. Wow, that is the newest data that they had. It was half a century old. To begin the replica womb lining, Rug Gunn and his colleagues obtained uterine tissue from healthy women who donated biopsy samples. From this, the scientists isolated two different types of cells, stromal cells that give structural support to the womb lining and epithelial cells, which form the lining surface. They encapsulated the stromal cells in a biodegradable material called a hydrogel and put the epithelial cells on top. The researchers tested the engineered womb lining with donated early-stage IVF embryos. Writing in the journal Cell, they described how the microscopic balls of cells attached and implanted as hoped. Then they ramped up secretion of a hormone called human chorionic gonadotropin. I always struggle to say that. The HCG hormone. We're just going to go with that. The biochemical marker detected by early pregnancy tests. Along with other pregnancy-related compounds. So this not only will improve and boost IVF success rates, which are abysmally low, by the way, but it also will help reduce miscarriage. So I think that that is a really, really good thing. As someone who, like I said, went through 5 rounds of IVF and has been affected by miscarriage, I know how much that can affect mental health. So I think that's a big mental health win. What do you guys think about this? TW Klein, thank you so much. So 50, oh gosh, I need to do I wish that it would tell us. I used to, you know what? I'm just going to write down, it'll be close enough. If somebody wants to correct me, I'm writing 20, but if somebody wants to correct that, cool, but I don't want to waste time. Hi, Amanda. We have talked via email in the past. I unfortunately went to jail last March on made up crap. When I got out in September, I went to your YouTube, now have my own place, and great job. Thank you for being here. I am so happy that you were able to get things back together. I am formerly incarcerated individual myself, and I just want to let you know that you can turn things around. Like, I want you to see this face. You can turn things around. I'm sorry that you had that experience, that you had to face misjustice like that, but I'm glad you're getting back on track, and thank you so much for supporting the community. And I'm glad to hear the update. Pregnancy robots, do I want to know? Okay, it's I'm just going to say 15 USD, thank you. I really wish that they would get a counter that tracked it overall, because I can't see pledges, like an overall pledge amount, until I close down the stream, and that's really annoying. I wish YouTube would fix that. But hey, I have a lot of things to say about YouTube. Residents. Okay, let's see. You have to be my recommended list partly because I'm the CEO of an outreach organization serving the homeless. Well, that's amazing. Thank you so much for doing that outreach. I love being able to help homeless individuals. If you look into some of the past streams, or if you email me, I'd love to tell you the story about Scotty. That's my favorite story. Or David. David would love to tell you the story about Scotty, who became a very close family friend after I met him. He was out asking for money, and I'd given him some money, and I ended up helping him get off the streets, adopted dogs for him when he passed away. I took in the dog, Wendy, and him and I became really close friends. Like, he was very supportive. He's an uncle figure to my son, and I was crushed when he passed away. But I really love doing that kind of outreach and just helping on a personal level. I don't typically get involved with charities, but I like to get involved on a personal level. So in the past here, outreach has helped homeless individuals get into therapy. It's helped get them Christmas presents. It's helped get them clothes and stuff. Actually, when was the guitar win, guys? Do you remember? I know it was a few months ago, but there was an individual who all he wanted was his guitar. He lost everything, right? Like everything. If I remember correctly, his wife had left him, and he had just lost everything, like lost job and everything, and was on the streets. And all he wanted was his guitar. He said, I don't care about the house. I don't care about everything else. I just miss being able to play my guitar because that's what brought me comfort. That's what helped my mental health. So I took him over to Guitar Center and bought him a guitar. And I was able to do that because of the pledges and stuff of the community. So that's the kind of stuff that we do. Bony Chalker Aaron, my fiance, says, I get to see fiance now. I don't think I've ever seen anyone do as much individually for homeless people as Amanda. Thank you. I know what it's like. I've been homeless, and that's why I have such a huge heart, such a huge soft spot for it. T. Montgomery, thank you. T. Montgomery says $50 and let Aaron out of the basement and David. I don't know. Is $100 enough to let them out of the basement? It's getting crowded in here. Maybe I can at least expand the basement. Do you think $50 is enough to expand the basement, or do I have to let them out? Maybe you guys earn some playtime. Maybe you guys earn some outdoorsy time. Seriously, thank you, T. Thank you so much. Rising the Tide says, the most important thing I stress to my outreach teams is to just be there, hang out, gain trust, and then help when the client is ready. Yeah, absolutely. With Scotty, I saw him, I met him. He was beside the road. He was asking for money. I gave him what I had, and I'm sitting there. He reminded me of my dad. I've told this story a lot, so I'm kind of rushing through it. And I ended up taking him out to lunch that day. I guess it was dinner. It was later in the day, but I ended up taking him out to eat. And he started crying as I was just talking to him. And he said, you're the first person who's treated me like a human in years. And that changed everything for me on how I looked at homeless people. Even though I'd been homeless, that was really what changed it for me, was they didn't feel human. And even when I was homeless, I still felt a little connected to other people, but he just said he'd been invisible and didn't feel human. And that was one of the only times I ever saw him cry. And I knew him for over a decade. We were close for over a decade. That was one of the only times I saw him cry. And it was very crushing to witness that, to think, wow, all of these people just feel invisible. And my whole mission here in the community, and really just in life in general, is to make sure that everybody feels seen and heard and valued. And I do kind of want to address the elephant in the room a little bit. I know that I made a short a couple of days ago that might have made some people feel like I'm not welcoming to everyone. And I really do just want to take a moment here on the stream to address that and say that I don't care what religion you are. I don't care what your sexual preference is. I don't care what your gender identity is. I don't care about any of those things. I still care about you as a human. I still welcome you here in the community. I will still defend to the death, like, your right to have your beliefs or live your life, as long as it's not hurting other people. That's the big kicker. As long as it's not hurting other people, I will defend to the death your right to live your life, even if I don't necessarily agree with it. I just ask for that same respect. I ask that I be able to question things and share my thoughts and my trauma. I am going to make a video addressing this a little bit more as to why I decided to release that video, why I've decided to share some atheist content, because it is part of my mental health journey. And I've just felt like I haven't been authentic by feeling like I have to hide that part of myself. And I'm learning, and I appreciate those that not only have stayed with me while I'm learning, but those that are coming in from that and growing the community. I really appreciate that. But I did want to address that so that nobody felt like I'm saying, no, I hate Christians, or I hate, these people or those people. I don't hate anyone. I don't think all Christians are bad people. I'm not saying that at all. So I just wanted to real quick address that, just in case anyone was feeling ostracized. David says, I think people feel awkward around homeless, maybe even overwhelmed. However, avoiding eye contact is still painful. I will tell you how true that is. That was one of the things that made me feel the worst, was just because no one would look at me. And I mean, even when I was homeless, I didn't think I was terrible to look at, but now, people check me out left and right. But when I was homeless, and this was in my 20s, so I mean, I was objectively more attractive, I guess, because I was younger. I would have, like, nobody would look at me. Nobody would make eye contact with me. People would go out of their way to avoid me. It was really dehumanizing. So yeah, that's a very big thing. Just, being there, hanging out with them is huge. If you can't give money, just go over and talk to them. Just go over and strike up a conversation. Ask them, about their day. Ask them about their experiences. Just listen to them. It can make a huge difference. Oh, residents having to leave. I think that residents shared a win. I'm going to try and scroll up and get to that. I was going to get to the wins here. I was going to start doing that, but resident, I think, shared one. So while working at the fireworks tent, a person came in and completely ignored me except to ask for a soup. She's an alcoholic. She lied to other people saying she was an employee and other stuff. I recognized her actions immediately and told my partner that I didn't appreciate her actions and told him that she was absolutely not welcome at my tent. Is that, I think he said that was the win. Is that the win, or did I miss the win? What's a soup? Like, ask for a soup at the fireworks? I feel like I'm very confused, so I don't want to respond to that without, I don't know if resident or executioner just left. I don't really want to respond to that without having context. So I thought that was a win. And there might be a win in there, but I would just feel more comfortable having more context to that. So maybe later. Brett Chamberlain says, I got bullied a lot in school, but never let them get to me. I was bullied a lot too, and unfortunately did let them get to me at the time. But at this point now, I have my sign here. This is Noli Te Te Bastardes Corporandorum. Don't let the bastards grind you down. I'm very big on building your self-worth and your self-esteem so you kind of become bulletproof to those people, because I get bullied every day on social media. There's always people that are saying some pretty nasty things. I've got death threats. I've got really nasty comments attacking me, attacking my beliefs or lack thereof, lots of things, and they're very aggressive about it. And I'm really happy that I have created that armor to be able to recognize that those people are hurting. So when somebody is bullying you, it's because they've likely been bullied and that behavior has been normalized for them. They're acting out of pain. So if you guys remember the reactive abuse short that I did a while back, I kind of think it's the same concept, that people bully because they've been pushed and they have all this pain and they don't know how to cope with it. And I think because sometimes, obviously, kids especially can feel like even bad attention is attention. So if they're getting ignored, neglected at home, they're going to act out like that. Again, if it's been normalized for them, there's a lot of reasons behind it. But almost all of those reasons, it's a result of them being bullied, them being abused in some way, whether physically or mentally. And I'm not saying that makes it okay, but once you can see that, it makes it a little bit easier to understand where they're coming from. Distance yourself from them if you can, but at least understand where they're coming from. Hurt people. Brett says, I walked to Burger King because I never liked riding the bus because of it. I knew the school wouldn't let me call home. My mom was so mad she let the school have it. Yeah, my parents absolutely lost it on the school several times over bullying situations. I've gone to bat as Mama Wolf. Wow, that was good timing. That actually popped. Shocking. I've gone to bat with the school also over bullying situations. Ashkar, I think I missed. David was responding to Ashkar, but I didn't see what he was responding to. Oh, Ash says, they want to start me on medication for my bipolar 2. I really don't want to, but I may not have a choice anymore. I think that I saw something about the side effects. I would, if possible, at least ask them if you can start on a lower dose and work up, because some doctors tend to put people on way higher doses than what is going to be best for the anxiety part. And I think that is something you could ask for. So if you are being mandated to be put on it, I don't know what the situation is. If you are being mandated to be put on medication, you can at least ask for to start on a smaller dose, or you can ask for different medication options. So, for example, with ADHD, a lot of people don't realize that you can ask for stimulants and non-stimulants. You can ask for ones that are more focus-oriented, ones that are more impulse-oriented. So there are options, but I completely understand. I do not have good reactions to medication, or at least to psych medication, anti-anxiety medication, etc. So I can completely understand the ambivalence, but make sure that you advocate for yourself and you're at least asking what options you do have, so that you can feel at least somewhat empowered to have some choices in the matter. The Demons with Amanda, I was hoping that you would listen to a song. You don't have to do a reaction video. Just listen if you could find the time. Payale Royal Obvian. I'm not familiar with that. Donald says, hi all. Thank you, Amanda. Thank you, community. January 1st was the 2-year mark of no alcohol. Things got deep down and hard mentally, and this Sunday night show helped me get past the negative mind fog. I'm so happy to hear that. I'm so happy that you were able to get past that and print to snaps for your 2 years of no alcohol. I think we're about the halfway mark, so I think it's time to do the snap cup anyway. So for those of you that are new, that's gonna be hard. Each stream, that's so frustrating. YouTube, get on your stuff and just put the sum on here. So for each stream, a couple days prior, over on the community page, I will post and allow people to share their wins. So you can share your struggles here, but if you share a struggle, I really encourage you to share a win. Everyone has one. I give examples over on the posts, and then I'll read them off here so we can all hold space for each other and celebrate our little wins with each other, or big wins with each other. But it comes with a song. It's inspired from Legally Blonde 2. Snap cup time, gather ye round, friends and foes together, united and bound. Pass it to your neighbor instead of blowing up, and you'll find harmony and love in a snap cup. Getting better. I'm definitely getting better with my snaps. So, as I said, my win and big community win is we've had 350 new subscribers since yesterday that came off of the atheist video, the short that I did. So I am very grateful for the new subscribers, for the new people here in the community. Like I said, I hope some of them can drop in and see what we're all about, ask some questions and stuff, but I'm grateful that we were able to grow the community a little more. So snaps for the community. Bryston's BFF bracelet is going to make the snap cup have a little extra music today. Scott Clark says, Amanda, I got Instacart up and running, doing all right with it, but just having some income is a huge mental health win for me. As for resolutions, I don't believe in them. Yeah, I as I was printing and like putting them in the thing, I just happened to see that one part that asks for resolutions. I don't believe in them. So I'm with you, as I said earlier. If I need to make change, I do it right then. I don't wait for a calendar date. Absolutely. It's kind of like Valentine's Day. I'm not just going to do romantic things with my partner on Valentine's Day, but it's nice to have that one day that we're for sure going to do it, right? So big snaps to you for getting your Instacart up and running and for getting some income. I understand, yeah, it can be a huge mental health win to just not have to stress about that or to feel, like you are being productive in some way or whatever your drive for that is. I'm very happy for you. So big snaps to be getting that up and running, and hopefully it just keeps growing. I love the little gigs like that. I have Poshmark and Pango. So I love the little gigs. Well, Ryan, Ryan says sing again. Oh gosh. Okay. Snap cup time, gather ye round. I hope Edward's in here. Friends and foes together, united and bound. Pass it to your neighbor instead of blowing up, and you'll find even more harmony and love in a snap cup. Thank you so much, Ryan. We got 2 today. 2 snap cup songs. Eugene says, big win, just came out as bye to my dad. I'm 52 years old. We're good. Huge relief. Oh my gosh, that makes me so happy. I'm also bye. So welcome to the party. If you were here, I definitely throw a coming out party for you, but snaps to you for being able to finally come out. Just goes to show it's never too late. And I'm really happy that he accepts that and accepts you, and you guys are still going to have a strong relationship. And I can understand that's a huge relief. It's a huge relief for me as well. Ash is right. Love is love. Wolfman. Wolfman says, win. I won the fight to keep the job that I love so much. Yay! I felt such a release of tension and anxiety when I got the clearance to return to full duty, no restrictions. Resolution. Oh gosh. Oh no. We're gonna have to come back to this because I think I accidentally cut it in half. So I think the other half, the resolution part, is in there. So we're gonna set this aside. I will give you preliminary snaps for your win, Wolfman, because I guess we already shared that. So I'm glad that you got to keep your job, but your resolution got cut off because I don't read these in advance, and I apparently accidentally cut it in half. So it must have had a paragraph or something, and I cut it in half. So, oh, you happen to be the next one. So Wolfman's resolution: to continue working on myself mentally and physically throughout the year. I know it's not going to be easy and there'll be ups and downs, and that's life. You just have to keep going. In the end, it's all worth it. Love your channel, the community, and all that you do. Thank you so much. And I just want to say that, have a couple little tangible wins as far as the working yourself mentally and physically, because it'll help you see the progress. So if you just say, I want to work on myself physically, and you don't have a specific goal, you might not see that you're actually making progress physically. So that's a suggestion that I would make, but make sure that you're noticing the little wins along the way. So just like this, we actually do the Snap Cup in the evenings together as a family, just to recognize our own wins and stuff. So, make sure that you are giving yourself credit for the progress and setting kind of goals so that you can see the progress. But yeah, there are ups and downs in life. You do have to just keep going. I agree that it's worth it in the end, because I was going to give up everything. And I look now on the other side of this and go, wow, I wouldn't have my daughter. I wouldn't have an amazing first happy, healthy relationship of my life, which was several decades long, and I was in several very toxic relationships. Wouldn't have had Eric Bischoff be my stand-in dad. I would have missed out on so much. I made a video about it a while back, about the things I would have missed out on had I let go. So yeah, I think in the end it is all worth it. Even with all those trials and everything, it's never too late to turn things around. And I'm glad that you are here in the community. Hey, Danny, good to see you. Autistic Warrior says, the holidays started off pretty good. I've been interested in getting into physical music, specifically CDs, for a while. I love CDs. I miss CDs. My dad tried to get me to consider vinyl, but I felt CDs would be more accessible. I totally agree with you on that, actually. Many of the artists I listen to actually offer their music in both formats, but there's just more devices compatible with CDs, yeah. That being said, I got a CD player for Christmas. It's specifically one designed to look like a record player. That's actually really cool. It's a retro CD player. I hate that CD players are now considered retro. If anyone's interested, I've since gotten 4 CDs and have several on my birthday list. On that note, the first one I got was 1X by 3 Days Grace, which has several songs I would recommend. In particular, the first 4, It's All Over, Pain, Animal I've Become, and Never Too Late. Never Too Late in particular is a song countless people credit for stopping them from unaliving themselves, as it's a song about just that. I also got tickets to see them for a second time. Love it! I actually remember getting a CD player one year for Christmas from my parents. And when I went into my stocking, when I got my gifts from Santa, I went into my stocking and there was a Beach Boys CD. I love the Beach Boys at the time. And there's a Beach Boys CD. And I went, Mom, I don't have anything to play this. And she went, oh, I'm so sorry. I thought I was getting a cassette. And she played it off. But then my big gift was a CD player. So I remember the excitement of getting that. And then a few years ago for my birthday, Erin had got me a CD player, like a little portable CD player. And I was just happy as a clam. It keeps glitching and not wanting to work, but I love it when it does so much. I can just sit there and put on headphones, and I forgot what that's like. It's just not the same with YouTube and stuff. I don't have any of the music programs. I don't even Spotify or whatever. I don't have any of those. So the only opportunity I ever really get to listen to music outside of this is if I just look up a song on YouTube and listen to the one song, or if I'm in the car, then it has a radio. But it's not the same. I don't want to crank up my music and annoy everyone. There's something special about CD player with headphones. I'm very happy for you. I hope you get the CDs you want for your birthday. I'm really excited also to hear about how the show goes. I have never heard, none of my friends have gone to see 3 Days Grace, so I don't know what kind of performance they put on. So I'd love to hear more about that. A big snaps to you. David says, my first vinyl was Disney's The Rescuers. I have a few collector's vinyls. Like I have Linkin Park. It's like an anniversary did box set that has a bunch of posters and vinyls. Funny thing is that I don't even have a record player or anything, but I do have that. So we are 150, 165 at just about halfway. So I think we're going to start 2026 off really great, guys. We're going to do it. Ryan Barron says, my win is I had the best Christmas without arguing with my mom and my brother, who we really don't see eye to eye sometimes. Relatable. And New Year was nice and peaceful. My New Year resolution, well, promises, making them when I know I'll never keep them. I think it's the same crap as last year, just a different year. So I'll just live day by day. I can actually really relate to that one too. Snaps to you, first and foremost, for having, that peaceful Christmas, not arguing. That's lovely. That's always good when you can just get by without, toxic interactions and stuff. Because even if you don't see eye to eye with someone, you can still love them. You can still care for them and just hold space for them, especially through the holidays. But yeah, I understand. I realized as I was writing down I like to think of them more as goals than resolutions. I just kind of like to think, okay, here's my theme for 2026. Here's the things I'd like to accomplish. It's not really, okay, I'm going to do this or that. Actually, I can share some of them with you. I always do. I'll get back to that. I will squirrel, Ryan. I'll get back to that in a minute after the snap cut. But I also realize that I tend to keep pushing the same things on there, putting the same things on there, and then going, oh, I didn't get it. 100,000 subscribers here on YouTube has been literally on my goal list for the last 3 years, I think. And it seems totally accomplishable, attainable. Thank you. Attainable. My lexicon was a little slow there. But it seems totally attainable. And then no matter how hard I work, I just don't get there. And then I feel frustrated. So I do get you, Ryan, that it can be very frustrating when you feel, So my suggestion with that is to find resolutions that you do have control over, that don't rely on other people to bring into fruition. So for me, yeah, I have the goal of getting to 100,000 here on the channel, but I have no real control over that. I've created the content and stuff, and I've done all the things. I've checked SEO and I'm updating thumbnails and stuff. So I'm doing all the things, but that may or may not work. But if it's, I want to get to running a mile, or I want to lose this much weight, or I want to, eat a salad 3 times a week, or whatever it is, something like that you have control over is a much better goal to have, because it doesn't require other people. It just requires you creating those habits and stuff for yourself. But yeah, big snaps. Ghost Actual, are you in here? I haven't seen you yet tonight. I'm getting really warm in here, though. Who's going to donate another 50 for me to take my jacket off? Totally kidding. Okay, Ghost Actual says, my win, I got a new phone. Yay! Somehow rolled the dice when calling billing and found a good Samaritan? Or Samaritan, I'm supposed to say Samaritan, okay. They cut me a nice little deal. I needed this. My old one is being held together with duct tape and spit. If I had a resolution, it would be this: setting the record straight, making it clear to people who, as of late, seem to not be understanding this concept, knowing who I am and knowing me. There is a world of difference between the two, but I also want them to know that they can make that change to get to know me. But they need to know that this choice is up to them, not me. I'm going to be who and what I am this year. People are going to have to accept that. Love that for you. I'm right there with you. And that is why, I released that video the other day knowing, okay, yeah, I might upset some people, but I need to be authentic and I need to be true to myself and I need to be able to share all facets of myself. So I love, love, love that you realize that you're wanting to be more authentic. You're wanting to be more true to yourself. You're going to do that this year. You got the phone, so snaps for that, but snaps also for pledging to be more authentic and putting yourself out there, setting boundaries to other people. That's huge. I'm very proud of you. I'm glad that you are able to see that and do that. And hopefully that boosts your mental health. So big snaps. Okay, let's see. Fritz Schnitzler says, win none. We'll see about that. Resolution: stay off of goofy social media and don't look for answers on YouTube. Well, 48 hours and that resolution is broken. But you know what? There's your win, is you made it 48 hours. So snaps to you for making it 48 hours in staying off social media, not looking for answers on YouTube. Sometimes there are answers on YouTube. I found very profound things on YouTube. I found a lot of insightfulness. Maybe follow different creators that are going to be more in line with things that you're wanting to see, that you're wanting to look at. Start watching that content so you get recommended more content like that. That would be my suggestion there. But I think that your win is that you went 48 hours. So snaps to you for that. And I'm glad that you recognize that these things can be destructive and that you are wanting to reduce the harm there. But if you do feel like staying off social media is best for you, great, love that for you. But keep in mind that you can control it also. You can control the algorithm by engaging in the content that you want to see more of that would be healthier for you. So that is my suggestion for that. Dead Demon says, I'm alive and have food and getting bills back on track. So that's a win to me. That is a huge win. Those are all huge wins. Getting bills back on track is enormous. Just being able to not have that financial stress. I know that financial stress all too well, and not having that is huge to mental health. So very happy for you that you're moving in the right direction. My jaws just started hurting. All right. Ash Carr says, my win was surviving another attempt. My resolution for this year is to try to feel something other than abandonment, sadness, and unworthiness of love. Just for once, I want someone to hug me and not let me go until I feel seen and safe. Well, it looks like my New Year's resolution is to meet Ash. So I'm very happy that you're still here, that you survived that you recognize that as a win. And I hope that we can help you to feel something else. I'm hoping that you do find connection this year. You deserve that. You are worthy of love. I hope that you are able to connect more with communities like this one, connect more with people that build you up instead of the people in your life that I know unfortunately tear you down. So I think you're going to find that this year. I hope that we can give that to you a little bit. And I know that I'm not there to actually hug you, but I will give you all the hugs and love and energy. Go cuddle with a little brain, maybe get some of my hug energy that way. But we love you and we appreciate you. And we see you as worthy here in the community, Ash. I'm very grateful that you are part of the community and part of my friend circle. So snaps to you for surviving. But snaps to me also for you surviving, because that means that you can still be here and be my friend. All right, so one more, right? Okay. B-A-I-C-H, Baish. Happy New Year to you and your family. Thank you. To yours as well. My win this year is simply that I'm still here. That's good enough. I love your video just for the simple fact that it's almost like I'm hearing these songs again for the first time, only through someone else's ears. If that makes sense, it's awesome. I don't think I've ever heard anyone explain it like that, but yeah, I can see how that would be really awesome. Keep doing everything you do, and I wish you and your family the best this year. Well, I wish you and your family the best as well. Thank you, and I'm glad that you're still here, and I hope that you can enjoy many more first-time listens through me. So that is lovely. If you guys want to share any, I snapped, right? If you guys want to share any struggles, any wins, any resolutions, or just goals in general here in the chat, feel free to do so. Like I said, if you use the super chat or super sticker function, it highlights it. If you're a member of the channel, you actually get a super chat or super sticker per stream. So that's one of the perks of being a member of the channel. You also get your own little emojis and stuff. So, or emojis that are specific to channel members, that are exclusive to channel members. I did want to share some of my 2026 goals. And I always do 2025 accomplishments. So I always do accomplishments of the past year and then goals for the next year. So mine so far, my toxic ex is completely out of my life. So that is one of my biggest wins. I just am grateful not only that we have peace, I hope that that means that he has found peace also. So I'm just glad that that is broken and that we have gone our separate ways. And I wish the best for him. I got all 12 badges on Duolingo. So you get a badge a month for reaching your goals. I'm almost to a 3,000-day streak. So I'm proud for getting all of my badges. I read 36 books this year. So that was really awesome. I read way more. I think it was a book or two shy of being double what I read the year before. So I started reading a lot again during COVID, and I got introduced to Frida McFadden last year or early this year. I don't remember. But yeah, read a lot of Frida McFadden books. I just love the twists. I love the energy. They're quick reads. They're just fun, guilty pleasure books. Obviously, I had Aurora. That was my number one. Got Engaged. That was my number two. Sold 300 books on my shop. So I get so excited every single time I get a sale. So I hit 300. I actually started in what year is it now? 26. I started in 2024, but I'm at a total of, I think, actually 303 or 304 now. But yeah, I hit that 300, and that was a goal for me. So that was really cool. Let's see. I was really proud of myself that I did start creating the atheist content and stuff, because I had felt like I was silencing myself, like I wasn't sharing this part of my mental health journey. So I was able to overcome that fear of rejection, that fear of being looked down on or being judged, and do that. And I sold a designer item that I had gotten for $10. So I had made a huge profit on that on my Poshmark store. So that was a huge win for me. And then my goals for 2026, I want to get a book deal with a literary agent, and hopeful about that. So that's a big goal for me. 50,000 steps a week, $10,000 on Poshmark, get married, of course. But those of you that didn't know, I got engaged. 1,000 total books sold on Pango. So I believe that we can get there. I would like to move. I don't want to live in Arizona anymore. So we're hoping to figure that out and move. Gonna put 100,000 on YouTube here again on the list, 25,000 on TikTok, read 24 books, so 2 books a month. So those are my 2026 goals. I'm telling you those so you guys can help hold me accountable. Check in with me sometimes, be like, hey, how many steps did you get? Hey, how many books you're reading right now? So I wanted to share those with you. So hopefully you can get inspired to make some goals of your own. T. Montgomery says, points to the Garth Brooks song Unanswered Prayers. Okay, I will definitely, I don't have anything to write with. Can you Facebook that to me? I know we're Facebook friends. Can you Facebook that to me? And I will put it on my list. It sounds like something that would be right up my alley. No spoilers though. Let's see. Barry says, I posted my struggle and win, if you can call it that. I think you missed it, sadly, but a couple people in your community did see it and wrote some really touching responses. I don't think I did see Barry's. If you want to share it here, I'd be happy to read it and and maybe give some support also if that is what you're needing. Oh, Ashkar, he was reposting Barry's post. I'm confused. Yes, Autistic Warrior, you can. I really want to see your win. I didn't intentionally look over your win, Barry. So if I missed something, I'm so terribly sorry. So yes, I do want to share that with you. Whew. We're doing good. We got 11 minutes and we're 165 to our 250 goal. Read David's. Oh, okay. Dave said, I was in the darkest place with my mental illness that I've ever been during Christmas week, Christmas Eve, and Christmas Day. I had thoughts of wanting to die and wanted to end things, but I'm still here. Big snaps to you for facing those thoughts, for facing your shadow, for fighting that voice, those thoughts that tell us those things, that tell us that that's the best choice to make, that that's the only choice we have to make. I'm very proud of you for fighting that. If you do need someone to talk to, we are definitely here to listen, to hold space for you. I'm so sorry that things, culminated to make you feel like you had no other choice, like the pain was just too much. And I hope that we can in some way help alleviate the pain that's leading to those thoughts and those feelings. Richard says, resolution for me is to be easy on myself and to take a break often. How often? I think that you should ask yourself, how often do you need to take a break? Like, do you need a little 15-minute break daily? I think you need to commit to something so that you can know whether or not you are accomplishing it. That's something I really push for people making goals and stuff, is make sure that you know whether or not you're accomplishing it, that you have some way to tell whether or not you're checking it off. In something like that, actually, like just one of the apps that's like a checklist app that you have daily things. This is really helpful for me, that you have daily things and then you can check them off and it'll tell you how many days you've done them. That's really great if you're trying to quit a substance, quit alcohol, something like that also. Oh, okay. My dog clients will be here in about 25 minutes. And I smell yummy, yummy dinner right now. Oh my God, Rising Tides, thank you so much. I had to go meet someone on the street, but I'm back now. Now you are. Thank you so much. Welcome to the community, by the way. We did make the goal. Of course, even if we go over, it's still all going to that outreach and stuff. But thank you so much. Just pop into the community and give us all of this love. Thank you for holding space for us. Thank you for helping us help others. Thank you that you are helping someone on the street. I'd love to hear about more of your stories. I'd love to swap stories sometimes. So if you ever want to email me, I'd love to swap stories, maybe get some wisdom and stuff from someone else in this world. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate you supporting us, supporting others. Ashkar says, I had the courage to tell a family member to stop trying to control my life. Big snaps for that. I know that that's hard, but big snaps to you for that. That will make you a lot happier in the long run. W.T. Gardner says, my resolution is to keep demons at bay for my PTSD from being in the Navy. You help with your reactions being emotional. I am so humbled that I can help in any way, shape, or form with that PTSD. If you do need me to connect you with some other soldiers, some other veterans, let me know. Send me an email and I will connect you with some other individuals if you just need someone to talk to. Rising Tides, I'm happy I'm here. I want to help you and those you work with. Please check your email. Let's see. It's not on my Yahoo, so okay, I see you. I got it. I got your email. Thank you so much. I will read it and follow up. I'm really glad that you happened to get recommended to us today. Talk about kismet. There's some energy being brought together, right? WT Gardner says, no, ma'am, the VA helps me with my mental health needs, but thank you for always being so caring. That warms my spirits because I hear so many VA horror stories that it really warms my heart when I hear the good stories of them helping and providing support for the veterans, because you guys really deserve it. And when I hear about VA fails, it makes me a little stabby stab. We are off to a great start to 2026. So we're not having a good day / year. We are having a great day / year. Steve says PTSD is the worst, was diagnosed with it 12 years ago and has been a hill to climb. Yeah, it absolutely is. I do not have PTSD from military service. I've never served, but I do have PTSD from other situations. And yeah, it is brutal. It is a hill to climb, but you know what happens when we climb? We strengthen our muscles. Sorry, need water. Rising Tide says, call it positive energy or call it divine or anything. All that matters is we met, hopefully for good. Well, you don't get rid of me that easy, okay? And you're not on my Dexter list. I'm just kidding. So yeah, I'll go with positive energy, but I love when you just have those random wins that really make you smile when you come into contact with somebody that you just feel like was meant to be there. And brings positivity to your community or your personal life. We definitely need all the love. I was pretty crushed after releasing that short. And let me say that I understand that I probably could have worded a few things better in that atheist short that I released. But I was kind of crushed because followers just started kind of plummeting. And I went, okay, that then they're not resonating with this message, and that's okay. I still need to be authentic to myself, and I hope that they find things that do resonate with them. But I was feeling kind of sad because it's just, well, I've been here for so long holding space for other people who might not believe the same thing as I do, and I've sat with many people in the community when they needed to pray, and I held space for them in doing that, and it felt really sad to feel like I was being tossed aside when my beliefs didn't align, like without even conversation. We can't have conversation about it, because that's what I would like to do, is have conversation stuff. So I was feeling pretty crushed. And then within 24 hours, like we got several hundred new people here in the community. So I was really grateful for that shift in energy. So I feel like, yes, there's a shift in energy going on, but I feel like it's positive. I feel like it's aligning better. And I think that's kind of on par with last year. As you guys may know, I lost a lot of people close to me. My 3 closest friends, my childhood friends of almost 3 decades, all turned on me at pretty much the same time, right before and after having Aurora's within a few weeks. And that was really hard. I ended up going no contact with my ex, so that was pretty difficult. I lost a couple of other very close friends. And I feel like I'm in a season of shifting, and that is really freaking hard. But when you do let go of those people, you do make space for new people. So I'm just hoping that all the right people come into my space, into the community that need to be here, if that makes sense, and that we all resonate with each other as much as possible. Obviously we can disagree with things. That's totally cool. I love having conversations with people I might not agree with, because I don't want to live in an echo chamber. That's number 1, boring. Number 2, scary. Ugh. Richard says, my wins this week for me was disclose my mental health to my new friend. And what was a funny reaction, told them on paper, I'm crazy, but being normal is a setting on a dryer machine. Well, snaps to you for being able to talk about that and share that. I'm very happy for you that you were able to do that, and that you got a funny reaction, and it happened to be something that, just boosted everybody's energy and stuff. We're down to the last few minutes. I'll stay for a few minutes unless dinner is ready. Aaron can chime in and let me know whether or not dinner was ready. Just realized I'm going to have to pump here fairly soon. But if you have any last wins, any last struggles, any last goals or anything, feel free to drop them here in the chat. I'll probably be logging off here in a few minutes. I usually stay about an hour I have dogs getting picked up in about 15 minutes, so I can't stay longer than 15 minutes, but I will try to stay as long as I can. I'm going to put that back there so I can get this water. Okay, autistic warrior. WT Gardner says, I love your Metallica reactions. You will get very emotional when the guitar solo comes up. You get a great smile on your face for a little while. Do I don't even realize that this guy's subconscious. I was proud of myself on the last Metallica reaction because I sensed that the guitar solo was coming up. So it's coming. I know it is. I know it's going to be here. I've listened to enough now, and I was proud of myself to feel like, yeah, I've got enough experience points now. Can I call myself a Metallica fan? Will you guys accept me as a Metallica fan? I've got enough XP points now to kind of recognize the patterns and stuff. So that was really cool. Real Darth says, I wish everyone well with their battles. I hope to share my story sometime in the future. Last year has been awful, and the start to this isn't any better. Hope yours keeps getting better. We are here whenever you're ready to share. I'm sorry that your last year was difficult. Last year, had a lot of challenges for a lot of us. I hope that this first part of the year for you is just kind of the residue from last year, and it moves into a more positive, happy, healthy direction. Just make sure that you're putting your deposits in there and doing what you can to encourage that outcome. You're a great Metallica fan. You have made me see some songs in a different light than I had previously. That's pretty awesome. Thank you. I love that I can give different perspective. Brett Chamberlain says you should check out Nickelback's Saving Me music video. It's really good. I know that song a little bit. I've never seen the video, I don't think. So yeah, I'll have to check it out. Ash. Oh, man, yes. I'm trying to think. I feel like I'm forgetting something really important. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm forgetting something, but we did our wins. We talked about struggles. We talked about resolutions. We hit our goal. We did our good news story. I don't know. Oh, hang on. Where's Barry? Did I miss some? Am I missing messages? Ugh, David, stop being so needy. Ugh, you've got food down there. There's plenty of rats you can eat in the basement. I don't know what you're complaining about. Nickelback Lullaby is also good, but can have different meanings than just the music video. I actually did a reaction to Lullaby, and it was quite emotional because it was when I was going through the process of trying to get pregnant, and it really hit me hard. So if you want to see an emotional reaction, that was one of them. You need to react to Gilbert O'Sullivan's Alone Again naturally. That is not, I've never heard of Gilbert O'Sullivan, and I don't know. I've never heard anybody request that, so duly noted. The rats are still away on holiday vacation. Why do rats celebrate Christmas? Is there like a rat Jesus? What's going on here? First Slayer reaction. That sounds fun. Slayer. I'm just going to write this in the wins. Sounds like some energy that I need right now. At least you get to see Amanda. I live across the U.S. from her. Ash, there might be an event this year to bring this together. Just saying. I can't find it. Patience, persistence, and positive thinking produces a productive plan. Stay positive, people. Each day, do one little thing a little better, or do one thing a little better. It will snowball. Absolutely true. Yeah. I think that those little things are what make up the big things. The way I put it is, if you imagine, there's a kid's book about, imagine that everyone has a bucket above their head, and your actions, your words are either making deposits in their bucket or taking from their bucket. I like to think of it as kind of a happiness bank. And I talk about that in my happiness boost course, that I think of it like a bank, and you have to be consciously making deposits, because if you're eating poorly and you're being sedentary all the time, you're listening to music that is going to just kind of continue to validate you without ever lifting you up. Validation's great, but if it continues to just validate the depression and not help bring you to the other side of it, that's going to eventually start taking away from. I think my dog clients are here actually, so I am going to have to go, and dinner's ready and Aurora needs milk. So thank you guys so much for a wonderful start to 2026. I'm very excited to see, where direction we go in, and the new people that come in, meet some new people. Thank you so much, guys. I'm grateful to have already met some new people, and I will see everybody again real soon. Mwah!